So I was really surprised to hear you talk about forcing things. Force is used in prison. There was this use of force policy, when I was a guard. And force was a thing there, a very important thing, as you know. But force is not effective in the free world. And we can't force things. I mean, we can, but when you force something, it just pushes that something away. It causes resistance. So that's why I was really surprised to hear you talk about forcing things. In the free world, we don't force anything. In prison, now, use of force, we had a policy, and because people would abuse it, and we could only use that force under certain guidelines. You probably heard of it, but there was only 4 reasons that you could use force. 1 was to gain a lawful order. 2, basically give someone an order and get them to comply. So compliance with a lawful order. Number 2 is to subdue an attacker. That's how they worded it. Someone attacked you, of course you could use force back. Only under those conditions. I'm laughing because I know so many guards that would spray them as they were running away or something, or just because they said something derogatory, they used force, and we got in big trouble for that. And number 3 was to effect custody. It means basically we put someone into custody, ask them to cuff up. We could use force if they did not. And the last one was to dispose of an injured animal. Thank God I never had to see that. Where the prison I worked was on 90 acres and had a lot of wild animals and feral cats. But force, we can't force anything. And I know you know that. But I really wanted to bring it home that in the free world, everything is ebb and flow. It's universal law that everything ebbs and flows. And we've got to get in rhythm with that. The law of rhythm, that's it. There's a rhythm to everything, everyone. And we must stay in that rhythm for life to flow and for our best life to go, And also, everything's vibrating. Is another reason we don't force things. So the way to things work out is just to vibrate, without a doubt. And so if someone won't work with you, that means that it's something you need to do. You're the one that didn't get in flow. You're the one that tried to force and tell them what they need to know. Don't do that unless they ask you. I keep having to repeat myself and repeat myself and repeat myself to you male human beings. Think you can just give advice and everything. I know that you're so wise and you're smart. I know. However, human beings do not listen unless it's their idea, unless they ask you for advice, especially your wife. A wife's number 1 pet peeve is when her husband tells her what to do without her asking him to. Do not ever, ever do that. Children don't like to be told what to do, but I know they must be told what to do at times. I'm not even going to get into that parenting thing right now. However, I did learn as a mom And I see a lot of parents forget this. Not all, but a lot. You got to respect children too. That just because you're an adult, you don't just get to disrespect them and order them around and tell them what to do. It's got to be done in a respectful, firm way. Not in an abusive tone, not as an authoritative figure. There's got to be respect. In prison, boy, we had a saying, come with respect or you get wrecked. You talk shit, you get hit. Pardon my French. You know, force is necessary in prison because of the level of individuals there, the reason they're there, and to protect the community. It's just necessary to keep order there. That someone has to have the authority. But out here in the free world, only God's in charge. And out here in the free world, you have to adhere to that if you want to be exactly where you dream of being at. If you really want to have a loving partnership with another human being, then you can't force anything. You can ask them, you can suggest, make suggestions, even suggestions. You gotta ask if you can make a suggestion, and then not get mad if they don't take it. You gotta let people learn at their own pace. You gotta meet people where they're at. I know you know that. So women are not difficult. They just gotta be respected. And I know in prison, respect is earned. However, I know it's something I hate about the free world too. But in the free world, it's just, everyone is just given to. And we've got to love people where they're at. Love and tolerance is the code, as much as you hate it. I know it sounds mushy squishy, but it's true. You can't be pushy. Unless someone's like in danger or they come to you for advice, then always think twice. Don't do it. It's not helpful to them or you. So never push, never force anything. Anything that's ordained by God above is always to be done in love. Always, always, always. And something that means firm but fair. And they have to know that you care. Not that you have to tell them you care. They have to feel that you care. One of my favorite books, not the, but it's probably on my top 10. It's The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, I believe. That's how you can't make anyone feel, but however, attuning to someone's love language, that book does a really good job of showing you how to not force, but to tune in to someone's love language so they can feel it, so they can hear it, so they can see it, so they can receive it from you. Don't ever force it. Never force anything. Yes, I know that we're to be driven, resilient, relentless in our self-development, but never force it. Make sure that God is the captain of your ship so that you don't get wrecked. So, I don't know if that's going to be helpful to anyone or helpful to you, but I just wanted to show up for you today. And I'm feeling great today, and I hope you are too.